Hello Internet! Today I want to show you how to play Harvest, designed by Trey Chambers and published by Keymaster Games. In Harvest, 1 to 4 players ages 10 and up take on the roles of neighboring farmers competing to have the best and most profitable plot of land in about 30 to 60 minutes. Check it out. Just a note, I'm playing this with the Golden Edition of the game, which has some seriously upgraded components, and the Animeeples pack, which upgrades your characters and workers. I will call out or demonstrate the differences in product between Golden and regular editions as they come up, but neither beyond the extra characters has any bearing on the gameplay. First, place the town board in the center of the play area. This is divided into 5 sections: the general store, the farmer's market, the trading post, the workshop, and the fields. Place the seed and crop tiles and coins within reach of all players near the general store area of the board. I've got these game trays here that the Golden Edition of the game uses, which includes chunky wooden resources and metal coins, where the regular edition uses pressed cardboard. Shuffle the building tiles and place them face down into 2 stacks with the forest die near the workshop portion of the board. Deal 4 tiles into the workshop section, putting 2 tiles onto the 3-cost row and 2 onto the 2-cost row. Shuffle the 10 sunrise tiles and place them in a face-down stack within reach of all players. Set up the farmer's market by shuffling the 6 larger farmer's market tiles and randomly stacking 3 of them face up on the large space of the farmer's market on the town board over top the printed space there. If you're playing with 1 to 3 players, place the out to lunch smaller farmer's market tile over the printed smaller table. These spaces will be unavailable this game. If you're playing with 4 players, shuffle the small farmer's market tiles and place 3 face up just as you did with the large ones. This video is for a 3-player game, so we'll cover this up for now. Place the round tracker on the 1 space of the round track on the town board. If you're playing with 1 to 2 players, there's a random AI named Gary that will compete with you in the game. As this video is for 3 players, I will leave you with the rulebook to discover that one. Each player gets a farm board and its matching button token, placing it on the 0 space of the score track of the main board. Deal each player 2 character cards, one of which they can pick to play this game. If you're playing with the regular edition, you will also get 3 matching wheelbarrow tokens and your player color, but since we're playing with the Golden Edition and the Animeeples, give each player 3 meeples of their chosen character. Characters have diverse abilities, and in my complete collection of the base game, I have 11 to choose from, so go with your first instinct as to which to play. Give each player 2 random farmhouse tiles they can look over and choose 1 to insert onto their board with the 50-point side down. Each player takes 6 building tiles face down from the stack and fills their farm board, covering the empty field spaces as shown, with 4 available spots above their farmhouse without looking at them. The player board has 2 resources built in on either side. Water. There are 2 ways to upgrade the water side of your board. One is the bucket, which is your maximum capacity to store water and starts over top the number 3. The other is the water token, which indicates how much water you have, which starts over top the number 1. When you gain water in the game, you'll be dealing with this symbol, which lets you fill your bucket to place the water token just under the bucket token, no matter how much you currently have. The water token can't ever be placed above the bucket token. To start, your water capacity is 2, but you have 1. The fertilizer token is a straightforward track, and the token starts at 1. When you gain any amount of fertilizer, move the token up that many spaces to a maximum of 9.
I can have 9 poops?
Fertilizer, Nelly. It's tempting to call it poop because of the meeple, but we're going to be calling it fertilizer in this video.
Wait, do people use poop as fertilizer?
I'll explain it to you later, Nelly.
Ugh.
Each player also gets 1 wheat seed and 1 coin placed in their play area along with a sunrise tile placed near their player board. Harvest is a worker placement game. Every round, players will take turns placing their meeples on the board to trigger the spaces and grow their farmland. But first, we have to determine the player order, and we'll do this every round. Each round starts with the sunrise phase. Reveal 3 sunrise tiles from the stack face up for all players to see. Each player will use their current sunrise order from lowest to highest to trade their current sunrise tile for one in the display, and then resolve the symbol on that tile as well as any sunrise abilities that player may have in their area marked with this symbol on their farmhouse tile and character card if applicable. These can be resolved in any order the player chooses, but must be fully resolved before the next player in turn drafts their sunrise tile. Then all players will move to the action phase, using their newly acquired sunrise value to go place workers, 1 at a time, on spaces on the main board to gain their effects. While I can't go over every possible space in the main board due to the farmer's market, once you get the hang of the consistent symbolism used throughout the game, it becomes second nature. Let's go over the main area. The general store is the most consistent place to gain supplies throughout the game. The place you place your meeple is the number of actions you can take in the general store. So if you put your meeple at the 2 space, you can take any 2 actions listed, paying the cost where necessary.
Can I take the same action more than once?
You may, which makes the 3 space the most appealing.
Well, why wouldn't I just go to that one every time?
If someone else is there, you aren't going to be able to. They're taking up that space. The exception of this is this symbol, which indicates any number of meeples may occupy that space, and each one placed there gains a coin, making it more attractive. The farmer's market contains deals that will shift from round to round, offering often better items than the general store, but not as consistently as they are first come, first serve. Between rounds, the top tile of any general track that is not the out to lunch space is removed for the next round of play. The trading post is yet another way to gain resources. When you place a meeple at the trading post, you can either take 2 trading actions or 1 trading action. As with the store, any number of players can occupy the 1 space. When you trigger a trading action, you can perform a single trade, offering anything that you have in the left-hand column for anything in the right-hand column.
So, I could trade 2 poops?
Fertilizers.
Oh, right. 2 fertilizers for 2 axes?
Well, yes, but in this case, the axis symbol means cleaning up some of the woodland on your player board. This symbol also comes up in the workshop, where players can once again take 3, 2, or 1 actions from a list presented, with the 1 space gaining the player 2 coins. This symbol in the 3 and 2 spaces means that when you take multiple actions at the workshop, you cannot take the same action twice, unlike the general store. The bucket symbol costs 1 coin, but lets you move your bucket token up 1 level, increasing its capacity as covered before. The axis symbol lets you flip over any single forest tile from your player board and add it to the workshop, adding it to the highest available empty space. If the workshop is full, the tile is discarded, but either way you get more land to be able to plant on and can roll the forest die to see what treasures you have uncovered from the previously wooded area. The building symbol lets you spend coins to purchase a building from the workshop, paying the cost of the row to add that building to an empty plot of land face up. Some buildings will give you benefits immediately marked with the lightning symbol, and some buildings will trigger at the end of the game, scoring with the snowflake symbol. You will have to find a balance between using your land for crops and building on it, unless you're this guy, which brings us to the next and final section of the board. The fields will let you take 3, 2, or 1 field actions to manage your crops. The 3 space has a scaling cost, costing an amount of coins equal to the current round. So in our first round, taking 3 field actions will cost 1 coin. The legend on the field space shows what things will cost and what they will gain you per seed type. When you start the game, you have a lowly wheat seed and a dream. But if you can cleverly manage your field actions, you can become a pumpkin baron in no time. The field actions are: plant. When you take a plant action, you may plant any number of seeds from your supply that you have both room and resources to be able to plant. Planting costs fertilizer, so if you are wanting to plant a wheat and a strawberry, you will need at least 5 free spaces that can hold the seeds on your cleared land and 1 fertilizer.
I want to plant blueberries.
I'm glad you brought those up. Blueberries are a special kind of seed. When you acquire them from the store, you actually purchase a blueberry bush, which you can use the tend field action to grow into actual blueberries. Even if you don't grow them, the bushes themselves are worth 2 victory points at the end of the game. Tend. When you take a tend action, you can tend as many different crops as you want and can afford on your farm. Tending to your crops helps them multiply. When you tend a wheat, you pay 1 water and you place another wheat token in your field from the general supply, as long as 1 orthogonal edge is touching the wheat you just tended. When you tend strawberries, they multiply quickly. You spend 1 water and 2 more strawberry tokens are placed from the supply, with both orthogonally adjacent to the original strawberry. When you tend to your blueberry bushes, you spend 2 water and place a blueberry token from the supply atop your bushes. Tending to pumpkins can be expensive, and they multiply just as your wheat will, with a new one being placed adjacent to the one you just tended. Harvest. To harvest, you remove all your crops from the field and return them to the supply. This will be the main way you can score victory points in the game, and you get paid for it. When you harvest, you gain 1 coin for each unique crop type harvested, but each crop rewards you individually with points for each crop, and wheat even giving you back a little fertilizer.
So, if I harvest my new blueberries and 3 strawberries, I would get 2 coins because I have 2 crop types, and the blueberries would give me 4 victory points and the strawberries would give me 3 victory points?
You got it, Nelly. You get to keep your blueberry bushes for next round. All you have to do is to water them to get more blueberries. You don't have to plant them anymore.
Oh, that's so great. I love my blueberries.
Once players have placed all of their meeples on various spaces, we go to the sunset phase, which has a few steps. Simultaneously, all players retrieve their meeples to their supply. Then, shift the buildings in the workshop down one row, which decreases their cost. Any that are shifted from the one cost row are removed from the game. Discard the top row at the farmer's market spaces, revealing new deals for the next round. The final round is always played with the printed spaces on the board. Move the round marker forward one space on the round track. Take all players' sunrise tiles, shuffle them, and deal 1 to each player, and then begin a new sunrise phase. After round 4, the game is over, and all players can go to scoring. Score points for the following items in sunrise order with the other players. Resolve any buildings with endgame triggers that score points. Score 1 point for each unharvested crop left in your field, not including blueberry bushes. Score 2 points for each blueberry bush in your field. Score 1 point for every 2 leftover coins. If a player scores more than 49 points, they may flip over the farmhouse tile to the other side and reset the button placement on the score track. The player with the most points wins. In the event of a tie, the player with the most leftover resources, including any that were counted for victory points, wins. If there's still a tie, the tied players share the victory. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like Harvest, check out your local game store, or check out Keymaster's website. I'll put a link in the show notes below.
Check me out, Bee. I'm a farmer now.
Yes, you are, Nellie. Nice work.
In addition to being a farmer, I'm also your friendly gaming narwhal, and I approve of this video.
If you like content like this, please like, subscribe, and comment for my algorithm. I would really appreciate it. If you'd like to see a playthrough of Harvest, let me know with a comment or check the show notes for information. Until next time, Internet, thanks so much for watching.